Okay, so one of the things that you have to do a lot as a foster for kittens or cats is to give them medicine. And that can be a little difficult, especially because kittens are wily, they have claws, even the tiny ones, and they can kick. Um, which, even if you're used to the cat, is an issue, but when the cat is new to you, new to the environment, and has been astray in the wild, you don't know what environment they've been in before that, they can be extra anxious or not used to being handled. So what we do to make it safe for them and safe for you, to get medicine to them, and the most common medicine that you give foster kittens or foster cats are eye drops, because a lot of them come in with upper respiratory infections. By the way, this is Yoli. She is my current foster. She is actually an adult. She's a year old. But most of the fosters that I do are kittens, because they have to be a certain weight before they can be spayed or neutered, and they cannot be adopted until they are spayed or neutered to prevent overpopulation. So, back to what I was saying. What do you do so you don't get hurt, but they get the medicine they need? You make what we call a burrito, which is making a burrito out of a cat. So the only thing you need is a cat, a towel, and of course if you're going to give them medicine, once you have them secure, then you're going to want to have that within arm's reach so you don't have to do too much moving around. So the first thing that you want to do with your towel, take it, open it up. I'm using a full-size one because she's an adult cat, but you can get away with like a hand towel depending on how small the kitten is. And you're going to want to separate, be sitting down so that you have your lap. Separate your knees slightly so you've got a little crease in the middle where you can lay the cat in a minute. But before you do that, you're going to lay the towel out. Grab it rather than grabbing it in the middle. Grab it so you've got a short end on one side of one hand and a longer end. And you're going to lay that onto your lap so that the edge comes at your knee. Yoli, don't go far. And that the rest of the towel folds up your chest. Then you will have a short edge on one side of your leg and a long edge on the other. Pause while I get Yoli. You little rascal. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab her under her butt and under her neck and flip her right over onto my lap. This way she doesn't have leverage upside down, so she can't push away from me because there's nothing that her paws are on. Then I'm going to make sure that her neck is around the edge of the towel, so I don't wrap her head in. That'll freak her out a little bit. Hi, baby. And they love being scratched generally around the neck area or the back. That's a good safe spot to kind of try to calm a cat. So this part that's around my chest, I'm going to fold down. All right, that way I can now hold her pretty tightly with both hands pretty quickly, and even hold that with one hand while I take the short end and flip it over. You really want to make sure you get right up to the neck because their paws and their arms are wily. So they can get out of pretty tight things. So do not be afraid to wrap it tightly. Once you wrap one side over, see, one paw's already trying to peek out. Once you wrap one side, you wrap the other side around. It's okay if you tuck their tail in. In fact, it's probably better so it can't get caught on anything as you maneuver them around. But do make sure that their paws cannot come out of the bottom so that you really got that first tuck up, over, over. Yeah? Then give it a nice little swaddle around. And you got a little cat burrito. So you can see that the cat's not really freaking out in this situation because it makes them feel secure enough. But you do want to keep an eye on they can't wrangle too much out of it, especially it can get loose around the neck. Once you have this, you keep them on their back. And then from here, you spread your legs out. You can cradle them a little bit. You can take a finger, a pointer finger and a thumb, to lightly spread open their eyelid, and then with the other you would grab your eyedropper and go blink, one drop into the middle of the eye, and then you let them go. You give him a kiss, little love, little appreciation, little congratulations. I know. And then you let him go free.